All right, y'all. It's 10:30 at night. I was gonna wait to do this tomorrow, but I had to get something off my chest. So Candace Owens just posted or did her live stream today, and she spoke about something that's very odd, not necessarily crazy for Erika Kirk, but this audio literally showed how heartless and soulless Erika Kirk may actually be. And I said, okay, I'll wait until tomorrow to talk about that. But something else came up. Somebody sent me something else that actually adds directly to this. So everybody come on in. I know it's late. I just literally just scheduled a live stream for like 10 minutes later. So the video isn't even in the algorithm yet. So make sure to hit the like button as y'all come on in, because the video ain't even in it. The live stream isn't even in the algorithm yet, because I just went live and just said forget it, because I have to get this off my chest. So we're going to start off with the actual audio and go to the next thing that nobody has heard of. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin.
And put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Like, I didn't even check any of my stuff. I just went straight live. So put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't.
So this audio is within a week, I think about 4 to 7 days after Charlie Kirk died. Charlie Kirk just died within, I think, under 2 weeks or something like that. I forgot how long it was. But one, I want y'all to listen to the exuberance, the happiness, the excitement, the focus on the metrics. And I'm going to explain why this woman appears to be so soulless and heartless. And it has a lot to do with what I think Charlie Kirk taught her. And this is the thing that I just found out like probably an hour ago. And I was going to wait until tomorrow to talk about it because I wanted to get into it a little farther. But this is really bad, because the thing that I'm going to show you after this audio that some of y'all have already watched is Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, is as bad as Erika Kirk. It's not just Erika. I think it's Charlie also. Everybody drop Go Max in the chat. Everybody drop Go Max in the chat. I know y'all mad because I'm starting over, but I got so much anxiety right now. So sorry. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million?
Over.
You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane.
So this is her planning of the Charlie Kirk, whatever it was, the celebration of his life. And sometimes you do celebrate a person's life. So I'm not too mad at that, but you know what I'm talking about, where they had 270,000 people in the building at a State Farm arena, but she just said over 100 million people actually watched the event. This was right after Charlie Kirk died.
We had thousands that were registered to vote.
That part right there. That part right there. Thousands were registered to vote. So there's a woman that I spoke on earlier today where she literally talked about how she worked for Turning Point and she did not know how to feel because Charlie Kirk just died. And next thing you know, they throw this event celebrating Charlie Kirk. It's supposed to be like a funeral type of thing. But her primary goal, the worker, before she was fired, was to register everybody to vote and to sell t-shirts and merch. So it's like, you don't care about your husband being dead? The answer is no. But I think Charlie Kirk taught her how to believe like that. So let's keep going.
I think we're at like over.
Yeah, it was a Charlie Kirk memorial, but it was a celebration and not a memorial. Yeah, the memorial.
200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote.
See that? $200,000 for merch sales. She's literally not saying anything about her husband and how she misses him and how this is hard for her. She literally took over as CEO 8 days after he died. And next thing you know, she's speaking to her team and she's excited about merch sales and people signing up for voter registration. And this is not even it. So y'all already know this. I haven't even gotten to the other thing yet. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button because we got to get this video in the algorithm because I just literally went live. Usually you have to schedule the live so YouTube can send it to all the people that YouTube would think would want to watch it. I just went live. So I need y'all to hit the like button and share the video and send it out to the algorithm.
That were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work of leading.
The assassin team. What about that? You gotta shout out the assassin team, the people who actually killed Charlie Kirk for all of this to happen, Erika. You're not going to shout the assassin team out?
Into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband.
You don't even sound like you're grieving when you said it. She sounds like she's smiling while she's saying in the process of us grieving my husband. She's smiling.
And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And obviously a huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that. And you guys are all a part of that. And I am so, so thankful. And if you do have a moment and you run into any of those staff members that you know had.
And shout out to Candace Owens for releasing this information because mixed with what I'm about to talk about too, this is like crazy. It's worse. Everything is worse than we've ever expected to be. This is way worse than anybody ever expected. Erika, any of this. I'm talking about Turning Point USA when Charlie Kirk was alive. I'm about to tell y'all
a role in this, and that they put a lot of their time and effort into it. Just say thank you. There's something really special to be seen in moments like this, and it's not easy. I'm speaking from experience. I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And so the fact that you just, a simple thank you. I don't care if any of you have beef with each other from the past or have any issues with someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest. My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. And it puts life into perspective.
What? My husband's dead. I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
Perspective of how short life is and relationships, and God puts people in your life for a reason, and it teaches you a lesson, it teaches them a lesson. So if you are going through a time where, just lay it to rest, and we are
okay. So I'm gonna stop right there because I want to share something else that this is the reason. What I'm about to play for you now is the actual reason why I needed to do this emergency live. Yes, I called it an emergency live. So somebody sent me a video, and the YouTube channel, I didn't even have time to put it in the description yet. So I'm going to put it in the description in a minute. But this YouTube channel that I'm about to play is Law of Liberty. So this channel is Law of Liberty. Law of Liberty. All right. So, hey, Ketchup Chips. So I'm gonna put their channel in my description, but this is Law of Liberty. And somebody sent this to me and it blew my mind. So this emotionally soulless person, Erika Kirk, is just the tip of the iceberg. It doesn't even matter compared to what you're about to listen to right now. So everybody put a 1 in the chat if y'all are ready for this information, because it's not groundbreaking, but it's going to give you a different thought process of all of this. So everybody put a 1 in the chat. Spam the chat. Just spam the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I need everybody to put 1s in the chat, because I'm about to blow your minds. And some of y'all may not believe this, but it's okay. But this is something that has been on my heart for the longest. And this video literally just confirmed what was already on my heart. You know how I talk against the church, and some of y'all get mad at me. Oh my God, you don't do this, you don't do that. This video right here is going to show you why I love God, I love Jesus, but I am against the church. So here we go.
Oh boy. Yes, Charlie Kirk.
All right, so here we go.
What about Charlie Kirk?
Oh boy. Yes, Charlie Kirk. It became crystal clear to me that he was preaching a different gospel, a different Jesus, a different spirit, And so by combining with politics, as well as, being in ecumenical, which is what he actually stated. If you watch the video where he's
Hold on. Somebody just said against the church. Yes, I believe pastors and churches are a part of why so many people, especially in America, in other countries also, are so disorganized so divisive, so argumentative. Virtually every war that we've ever been in started with religion. This person has a different religious belief, and because of their religious belief, they believe something different than we do. Next thing you know, we are at war, and thousands of people die because of two groups are believing something totally different than each other. So that's my belief. So we're going to get down in the crux of it, but just leave that open. Don't worry about what I'm saying about the church. I just want y'all to listen, because the thing about it is I don't want y'all to believe what I believe. I want y'all to enjoy your life, your belief, your church, whatever. I'm just giving you something else to think about and consider. All right. So I'm not here to make anybody do anything. And yes, I am a believer, but I don't believe in the actual building that people go into, because you can have church anywhere. We can have church here, but these pastors, there's a certain amount of evil in a lot of them. Okay. So I just wanted to answer that question, because somebody was like, what about the church? So, all right. So here we go.
A different Jesus, a different spirit, and so, different Jesus,
Hold on, let me back up. Let me back it up.
Kirk. It became Chris.
So she's talking about Charlie Kirk, how he worships a different Jesus.
What about Charlie Kirk?
Oh boy. Yes, Charlie Kirk. It became crystal clear to me that he was preaching a different gospel, a different Jesus, a different spirit, and so by combining with politics, as well as, being in ecumenical, which is what he actually stated. If you watch the video where he's venerating Mary, he says, we at Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk team, are ecumenical. And so if you are a follower of Jesus, you cannot be ecumenical, because that's compromising.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And so
let's stop right there. Charlie Kirk was ecumenical. Some of you don't know what that means, or most of y'all do. But that is the precipice of what we're about to talk about. It's not about Charlie Kirk's beliefs. It's about Charlie Kirk's intentions. So define ecumenical. Define ecumenical. Define ecumenical. Thank you. All right. Representing a number of different Christian churches. So one of the issues that Charlie Kirk seemed to have is that he felt, due to his political side, he felt this weird need, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it seemed like he had this insatiable need to appeal to every religion. So every week he'll say he's doing this, and then he'll say he's doing that, and then he say he's doing this over here, right? And he said he's ecumenical. So you're not supposed to worship multiple gods. So, and I don't want to get too Bible thumperish, because, I don't want to sound dumb, because I'm not the person that's going to just be running around reciting the Bible. But if you're ecumenical, you're evil. So I want y'all to think about that. So there's a possibility that Charlie Kirk was evil. And if Charlie Kirk was evil, Erika Kirk is supposed to be what she is. You know, we all feel like poor Charlie Kirk. She got Charlie Kirk killed. Well, if you look at cult-like behavior, if you look at ritualistic behavior, there's a possibility that Charlie Kirk gave himself up as part of the actual ritual. If he's still alive, okay, that's one thing. But if he's not, there's a side of this. Because remember, if you watched any of Candace Owens' shows, Candace Owens said he'll run under he'll run under lights and the lights will blink. Nobody's seen that. Who said that? Charlie said that to her. Do you think she was running down the street with him? No. He told her that. Why would he tell her that? Because he feels like he has a certain type of power. And then he also told Candace that many times, and he typed it like as a text, not just saying it, that he's going to die. She said he's going to die. She said he's going to be killed. He actually had a premonition that he's going to be killed. And also, there was this spiritual leader that was put into his life that literally told him that he was going to die. Do y'all see where I'm going here? So put a 1 in the chat if y'all heard Candace say he ran under street lights and they went off. He had this spiritual leader that told him that he's going to be killed. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Candace saying that he kept having dreams that he's going to be killed. All of this is ritual. And I'm starting to see that all of this shit is evil. Turning Point USA was evil from day one, and I'm going to prove it to you. This is not just Erika Kirk. This is Charlie Kirk also. And this is the reason why I wanted to wait yet until tomorrow, because I'm extremely anxious right now. Because sometimes when you get the confirmation that you are looking for, it scares the shit out of you. Like the person that sent me this, he was in my request folder. You know what? Let me let y'all hear it. And I'm gonna play the video, but I just want y'all to know how scary this is for me. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Just a random guy. And this is what he just came my DM and sent me this. And I haven't even played it yet. But this is what he said.
Yo, what up, Mr. Let Go? I just wanted to send you this. I forgot about it, but it has to do with a thing that Didi on the podcast talked about, which is a wild video, believe in this type of stuff. But
shout out to Didi got a podcast. I'm not sure what video he was saying. I think it has something to do with I think Didi got a podcast. Shout out to him. I think he did a video about somebody saying that or alleging that Erika Kirk was a witch. And I didn't watch it, but I was like, what is he talking about? Erika Kirk was a witch or something it was something having to do with that. So shout out to Didi with a podcast.
Where you see I stopped it at basically is
what I'm about to play you
where now. The video picks up and starts talking about a different part of Charlie Kirk, TPUSA, and how they got what they got. It's a thing that you just need to go research, look into it.
So he sent me this just randomly, right? And tonight I felt something also about Charlie Kirk. You know, if you've been watching my show for a while, I've been looking at Charlie Kirk like, yo, Charlie Kirk is a part of this. And y'all will be in the chat. No, Charlie Kirk did not know. Charlie Kirk was busy. He was over here. He was over there. He was doing all this other stuff. And I keep saying, no, he knew. So let's just keep going. And I'm a little jittery because this man came in my freaking DM and just confirmed everything I was just thinking. And it's scary. Yes, Didi with a podcast. He has a very conceptual way of operating, and I love his videos.
He says, we at Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk team, are ecumenical, which is what he actually stated. If you watch the video where he's venerating Mary, he says, we at Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk team, are ecumenical. And so if you are a follower of Jesus, you cannot be ecumenical, because
you can't worship multiple gods. That's in the Bible. And Charlie Kirk said this out loud. So it's like, how in the world can you follow somebody like this when he's telling you exactly what he is? Not what he believes, what he is.
It's compromising.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And so when you look at that, when you look at just the organization, the name of the organization itself, Turning Point, that comes.
Turning Point. So I want y'all to think about Turning Point, because what she's about to say is going to blow your mind, because it blew my mind. So listen to what she says about the name Turning Point.
Turning Point. That comes from Alice Bailey's writings.
So the name Turning Point actually comes from the Luciferian Theosophical Society, that they would use these 7 areas, 7 rays, 7 whatever area, to turn society. It would be the turning point when they could just hijack Christianity, basically, and make that the vehicle for Lucifer himself. Is that right?
That is correct. And her
just like anything you've ever looked at, any one of these movies that you've looked at where you could just pick one, it's always an evil entity. You even have with Transformers when they're trying to bring their world to Earth. Every demonic movie you've ever seen, they want to change reality into something demonic. So Turning Point is Luciferian. I need to back this up a little bit. Golly, man.
Because that's compromising.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And so when you look at that, when you look at just the organization, the name of the organization itself, Turning Point, that comes from Alice Bailey's writings.
So the name Turning Point actually comes from the Luciferian Theosophical Society, that they would use these 7 areas, 7 rays, 7 whatever area, to turn society. It would be the turning point when they could just hijack Christianity, basically,
turn it on,
make that the vehicle for Lucifer himself. Is that right?
That is correct. In her writings, she says that there will be a turning point in humanity where everyone will come together as a collective. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what I remember reading. And when I saw that, I thought, well, gee, isn't that another word for ecumenism? Being ecumenical. So, when I saw that and I saw the name, you look at the logo, you see that, just the symbolism in the logo itself.
This is what I'm trying to say. Day Walker just said it. He just said it. And this is what I'm saying. His death was an Osirian ritual, the 31st Masonic degree. Now, I wasn't going to say it like that. His death was a ritual. That's the reason why he kept telling Candace that he's going to die, because he had to die. He had to die. This is the reason why Erika Kirk sounds so excited in the video, in the audio, because she's happy that he's dead, because he's happy that he's dead. So we're gonna start right here. I want y'all.
Everybody,
I play this
still love
again.
all these emoji Zoom.
This is the reason why Erika Kirk is so happy. She has permission to be happy from Charlie. She has permission to be happy.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom
God.
things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that, because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are...
You can see she does not care. She's soulless. But Charlie Kirk was also soulless. I need to talk to Candace. Because Candace loved Charlie. And I need to know how she feels about this new information. Because if Charlie planned all this, and if it was an actual ritual, Erika Kirk isn't the bad person. Erika Kirk is just, well, she is a bad person because, it's still a demonic, entity. The entire, Turning Point USA, because of what the plan is, and how they're taking over the churches. But all of the anger can't be towards Erika. It has to be towards Charlie. Because Charlie did this. Charlie planned this. This is a part of how Turning Point turns the world. They're literally trying to start world domination. And I'm looking at Trump as this terrible, disgusting human being now. He wasn't like this last time. They turned him. And I'm not saying that. I just want to stop for a second and just think. Okay, Trump has always been a terrible person. But he's free to be a terrible person now. And that's what I'm thinking about. Trump has always been a terrible person. If you believe what happened with Sasha Riley, I do. But Trump has always been a terrible person. But now Trump is free to be a terrible person in front of everybody. He doesn't have to hide anything anymore. And it was because of Charlie Kirk. Who got him elected? Who got Donald Trump elected? Charlie Kirk. His job, according to the ritual, was to get Trump elected and then die. That was the ritual. He sacrificed himself. And just what makes Trump a terrible person? We'll get into that also. Just give me a second.
Breathing angels. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And obviously a huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that. And you guys are all a part of that. And I am so, so thankful. And if you do have a moment and you run into any of those staff members that you know had a role in this, and that they put a lot of their time and effort into it, just say thank you. There's something really special to be seen in moments like this, and it's not easy. I'm speaking from experience. I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And so the fact that you just, a simple thank you. I don't care if any of you have beef with each other from the past or have any issues with.
Listen to this.
Someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest.
Listen to this right
My
here.
husband's
Listen to what she's about to say.
dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. Someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest. My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. And it puts life into perspective of how short life is.
But this was the plan. See, I now know why Erika Kirk is so happy, because it was a plan. It was a ritual. He was supposed to die. So she's free to be happy, and Donald Trump is free to be evil. Charlie Kirk freed the demons. Charlie Kirk freed the demons. Going back to what I was saying, in every demonic movie, there's either a book or a ritual that is meant to open the portal to let the demons in. And when the portal is open, the demons are now able to just be themselves. Just pick a movie. There's certain entities that walk among us that have to be in the shadows, that have to appear as human, appear as pleasant. But after the ritual, whatever the ritual is in the movie, any movie you want to think about, including Transformers, after the ritual is over, everybody then is free to just be their evil selves. There's no reason to act anymore. They don't give a shit. Because once the ritual and the sacrifice has concluded, there's nothing else to be afraid of. They don't care anymore. So let's get back to this video. This is absolutely crazy.
Everyone will come together as a collective. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what I remember reading. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that, I thought, well,
to turn society, it would be the turn.
I got to back it up. I'm sorry.
And so if you are a follower of Jesus, you cannot be ecumenical, because that's compromising.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And so when you look at that, when you look at just the organization, the name of the organization itself, Turning Point, that comes from Alice Bailey's writings.
So the name Turning Point actually comes from the Luciferian Theosophical Society, that they would use these 7 areas, 7 rays, 7 whatever area, to turn society. It would be the turning point when they could just hijack Christianity, basically, and make that the vehicle for Lucifer himself. Is that right?
That is correct. In her writings, she says that there will be a turning point in humanity where everyone will come together as a collective. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what I remember reading.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that, I thought, well, gee, isn't that another word for ecumenism? Being ecumenical. So, when I saw that and I saw the name, you look at the logo, you see that, just the symbolism in the logo itself. There's a lot of occultism in there, the references to the Golden Age.
Now, he said something about, he praised the new Pope and said that he would be the greatest fan, I believe, of this new Pope if he brings in the Golden Age. Is that right?
That is right. He did say that. And what is a Golden Age? And so...
and this is what New Age is all about.
It's basically bringing in what they consider the new Atlantis, with their belief system, where they're ruling, where the Antichrist will come and they will establish the kingdom that they believe Atlantis was. And so it's pretty interesting when you look into what they believe about the new age, the Golden Age, which is, the way they try to illustrate it to others, it's this wonderful, prosperous time. But
the dawn of a new age has been, this is Luciferian talk. It's been their lingo for years. We see it in Google's singularity. We see it in the technocracy, a lot of the technological companies talking about when they can take over completely. They want to eradicate religion. We see it with in so many areas. And here, that is one of the things that he was advocating for. So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk is an evangelical, he calls himself, which is, and I want to make a clear distinction here. This is why I am not an evangelical. I am a fundamentalist. And
okay, just a question for y'all. Do y'all want to look into Alice Bailey, or do y'all want to keep playing the video? Because I can keep playing the video and then we can look into this Alice Bailey woman. She wrote a book about the 10-point plan to destroy Christianity. The name of the woman who she keeps saying is Alice Bailey. So play the video or look up Alice Bailey. Y'all saying video, Alice Bailey. All right. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to share my screen because y'all are saying Alice Bailey. Let's look into this. So we're going to go back to the video in a second. All right, so I want to show y'all who this woman is. Because this is going to blow your mind. And I'm learning as we go. So I'm not all knowing in any of this myself. All right, so hold on a second. What's happening? All right, so this is Alice Bailey. Alice Bailey, 10-point plan to destroy Christianity. Alice Bailey, hold on, let me make sure y'all can see. All right, let me get this off the screen. Put this on the big screen so y'all can see a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Alice Bailey is known as one of the founders of the New Age movement. She was the writer, oculist, and theosophist. I never read that before. The theosophist who lived between 1880 and 1949, and she is a person who is known for creating the term New Age, i.e., turning point, in her books, which mostly focused on the subject of theosophy. Let me put that in my notes because I'm about to do a whole bunch of research Theosophy. All right. Britannica describes Theosophy as an occult movement originating in the 19th century with roots that can be traced to ancient Gnosticism. Gnosticism. Some of y'all might know what that is. I don't know what Gnosticism is. The term Theosophy is derived from the Greek theos, God, and Sophia, wisdom, is generally understood to mean divine wisdom, which was Charlie Kirk. The international New Age movement originated among independent theosophical groups. Alice Bailey is known as one of the prophetesses, female prophets of the New Age movement. She is the author of the books such as The Externalization of the Hierarchy. Interesting. The externalization of the hierarchy. Hold on, let me screenshot that. All right. Because I got to do some research on this, which promotes a demonic and anti-Christian agenda. See, all this Christian talk a lot of these pastors do is actually anti-Christian talk. It's actually anti-Christian. Her teachings and writings are viewed as foundational and authoritative within the New Age movement. She described the majority of her work as having telepathically. Wait, telepathically? They doing telepathy? Dedicated to her by a master of wisdom or spirit entity identified as Dual Kul. Okay. So that's going to give y'all, along with me, more things to actually deep dive in. I'm going crazy in this tomorrow because I've been saying the word cult when it came to Turning Point USA from day one. And they're using children in order to accomplish whatever goals they're looking to accomplish. So we got into that. So let's go a little farther.
Interesting when you look into what they believe about the New Age.
And this is what New Age is.
So this whole thing is about New Age. So Turning Point symbolizes New Age.
Is in the Golden Age. Is that right?
That is right. He did say that. And what is a golden age? You know, and so
and this is what New Age is all about.
It's basically bringing in what they consider the new Atlantis, you know, with their belief system, where they're ruling, where the Antichrist will come and they will establish the kingdom that they believe Atlantis was. And so it's pretty interesting when you look into what they believe about the New Age, the Golden Age, which is, you know, the way they try to illustrate it to others, it's this wonderful, prosperous time. But
the dawn of a new age has been, this is Luciferian talk. It's been their lingo for years. We see it in Google's singularity. We see it in the technocracy, a lot of the technological companies talking about when they can take over completely. They want to eradicate religion. We see it with in so many areas. And here, that is one of the things that he was advocating for. So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk is an evangelical, he calls himself, which is, and I want to make a clear distinction here. This is why I am not an evangelical. I am a fundamentalist. And there was a big distinction 100 years ago where the
See, I'm a fundamentalist also. The reason why I speak against the church is because their fundamentals are extremely off. And part of the goal, see, I believe the church, and I'm saying mega churches, all right? The church works for the government. That's my belief system. And me coming from the hood as a young black boy, there was a church on every corner. There was a liquor store and a church on virtually every corner in the hood. And I used to ask my mom, why is it a church? Like, because my mom, she was not part of a church, but we went to church. And I used to ask my mom a lot of obnoxious questions. I used to ask my mom, why is there a half-naked white man on in front of the church? I don't understand. Don't you gotta dress up to go to church? I had my little tie on and stuff, and I'm like, why is this man half naked and we gotta dress up? I'm a kid. I don't know. I was asking a whole bunch of questions, and my mom would just get tired of me asking a whole bunch of questions that she couldn't answer, and she was just like, "Boy, sit down and be quiet," right? And because my mother was not able to give me any answers pertaining to church, I didn't trust it. I didn't understand it. And I did not want to go anymore. So my mom told me I don't have to go. And then I told y'all before, I was at home one day and what was it? Poltergeist came on TV, part 1, and the pastor was he reminded me of the pastor that was in the church that me and my mom went to. And I was like, oh shit. So the pastor in Poltergeist reminded me of the pastor that was at our church. He talked the same. You know how pastors always have that same type of tone, the way they talk, the way they operate is always the same, and it's always this strange niceness. Hi, little girl, where are you from? Do you know about Jesus? And it's always this mannerism of, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. Do you know about Jesus? And it showed me like I'm now realizing at a young age that I'm able to identify evil. I was able to identify evil at a young age. That is the reason why I keep saying, because I didn't have any proof, that Charlie Kirk had something to do with all this stuff having to do with the trafficking and all this other shit. I have an innate mind to be able to see evil. And I kept seeing evil when I seen Charlie Kirk. From day one, I always said, I'm in this for the tadpoles, not Charlie Kirk, because I don't know nothing about Charlie Kirk. He's on TV, he's doing this, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I wasn't against him, but I would look at Charlie Kirk and I would look at Erika Kirk like something just isn't right. So I have a certain gift of being able to identify evil, because that's what happened to me as a child. Our pastor was evil. I'll tell you a quick story and I'll go back to the video. The pastor that married me and my ex-wife was evil. I found out he was evil, but I didn't like him. And the only reason why he married us was because we didn't know any other pastor that could marry us. It was like my wife's family's pastor. But the pastor that my wife used to go to would make my wife at the time have bad dreams. And I used to be like, yo, I don't know. She'll be like, come to church. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. She's like, why? Because I don't like that pastor. Her pastor was evil. And then she would come home and she literally, if it wasn't so late, I would call her right now. She would remember, my ex-wife. She used to have the most crazy nightmares. And I'm like, yo, you need to leave that church. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I got to the point where I said, hey, I'm going to say it one last time. Leave the church. And since she was my wife, she said, okay. Because he was evil. And guess what? He turned out to be evil. I'm not going to say anything about that pastor, but he turned out to be evil. So all my life, I was able to identify evil, especially when somebody came with this humble, hey, little girl, hey, little boy, hey, da-da-da-da, da-da. No. Go away from, get away from me with all that humbleness. Get away from me. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to sell me? Get away from me. So just wanted to tell you that story. Let's get to this video.
Luciferian talk. It's been their lingo for years.
Man, this shit is bad, bro. This shit is bad. I'm sad right now, y'all. This is really, really bad.
Their belief system, where they're ruling, where the Antichrist will come and they will establish the kingdom that they believe Atlantis was, and so it's pretty interesting when you look into what they believe about the new age, the golden age, which is, the way they try to illustrate it to others, it's this wonderful, prosperous time. But
the dawn of a new age has been, this is Luciferian talk. It's been their lingo for years. We see it in Google's singularity. We see it in the technocracy. A lot of the technological companies talking about when they can take over completely. They want to eradicate religion. We see it with the concept in so many areas. And here, that is one of the things that he was advocating for. So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk is an evangelical, he calls himself, which is, and I want to make a clear distinction here. This is why I am not an evangelical. I am a fundamentalist. And there was a big distinction 100 years ago where the fundamentalists said, we're not part of the ecumenical movement. We will take a stand on doctrine. And I'm only as fundamental as what the Bible says. I'm not part of a fundamentalist group. I'm an independent. But notice he says, I'm evangelical, but I'll join in with the Pope if he brings in this golden dawn. So Charlie Kirk was not Catholic, but I understand he was praying the rosary. You've heard this, right? And yet he was keeping the Sabbath also.
See? You see what I'm saying? That's demonic. That's demonic. Listen
Charlie
again.
Kirk was not Catholic, but I understand he was praying the rosary. You've heard this, right? And yet he was keeping the Sabbath also. And his pastor was Pentecostal / Calvinist. Is that right?
That's right.
What an interesting amalgamation of all these contradicting doctrines.
It is. And so
you listened to Kirk, but then when you came out, you realized, wait a minute, this guy is on. Oh, and by the way, there's a clip. I wish I could find it real quick, but we won't play it. Where he says, where he will not eschew Freemasonry. He says there's something good there, essentially.
So I'm going to go farther into this tomorrow. Like I said, somebody just sent this to me and I wasn't going to go live, but something just said, like, let's go. And I just went live. I didn't even plan it. I just put together a thumbnail and just went live. This is what I want to do. I want to have some of y'all come up on the show. I know it's late. You don't have to have your camera on. So I'm dropping the StreamYard link, but I want to know what y'all think about what is being said tonight. Because like I said, this is some really scary shit. This is some scary shit. And this is the first time I got confirmation of what I have already been feeling. If you've been watching my shows, I keep saying, and y'all will get mad, I would say, Charlie knew, Charlie knew, Charlie knew, Charlie knew. And y'all be like, he didn't know. He was traveling. He was doing this. They kept him busy. I kept saying, Charlie knew. And everybody would get mad at me because a lot of people are fans of Charlie. They don't want to hear that Charlie had something to do with the traffic lights and shit. Y'all didn't want to hear it. And I was understanding of that. And one of the things with me is I don't want to be like Charlie. Charlie wants to worship all of these different gods. Charlie wants to appeal to everybody. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do that for money. I'm not going to do that for followers. I'm not going to do that for views. I have to be steadfast with what I believe in so the people that believe in me know exactly where I'm going. I've always understood that. I've never just jumped up and went somewhere somebody else is going just because they're cool. No, I need to believe in where that person is going. So I'm never going to have all the followers, all the views. I don't even want it. Somebody said, Mr. Let Go needs to be famous. No, the hell I don't. Do y'all see what's going on with Casanat right now? And that might be a deviation of what we were talking about. But famous people have people visit them. I don't want it to be a deviation of what we're talking about, but are y'all familiar about what's going on with the streamer Casanat? Casanat left streaming. He's at the high. He's at the top of the game. He's probably worth 100 million. He comes out of nowhere. Put a one in the chat. Y'all know about Casanat. I just want to know. Does anybody know about Casanat? Okay, a lot of y'all said no. Casanat is a young man who is a Twitch streamer, and he'll have more, we're on YouTube right now, right? He'll be streaming on Twitch. He was at the highest level ever. He broke all the records, made all the money by just sitting on his ass, just doing streams like I'm doing, right? And all of a sudden, he just came out of nowhere and just said, I don't want to do this no more. All right, private nobody, let me see your face, and I just need to see your face, and then I'll bring you up. So you can cut the camera back off, but I need to see your face to make sure you're not a troll. Because I know everybody's in the bed, you probably landing in the dark or whatever, but I just need to see your face. All right, cool. All right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Not too bad. This is an interesting live.
Yeah,
and I'm glad
definitely.
This is coming out because, like you, I discerned this long time ago. And because of the momentum that Candace had going, I felt that this was not going to be heard. So you bringing this out is very good because the world, or at least the Western world, with regards to Charlie Kirk, are being bamboozled.
Yeah.
He was not a true believer of Jesus Christ based on the apostolic doctrine given by the apostles.
Right.
And like you had mentioned about all these different religions and faith, the word makes it very clear in almost all translations. One Lord, one faith, and one baptism. There was only one church that was started in Acts 2. Only one. Only one. That means 99% of what's going on out there is not of God. And Jesus made it very clear that in the latter times, many false prophets shall rise and deceive many.
Yes.
And it's here right now. So your discernment is right on point. Right on point. I can go much, much deeper, but I don't want to take up too much time. But this was timely.
Yeah.
I yield. I'll come back up if you don't have enough people coming up.
But hang out if you want to. You're okay. Not. Yeah. I want to have more of a conversation with you. So
we go back a while, but by the way.
Oh, really?
Ago. Yeah.
Okay. I don't recognize your name. Private nobody. I don't recognize it.
Yeah, back in the times when you're doing the relationship things and the red pill stuff. Yeah, that's where I first got in contact with you.
But do you remember, even with that, I was against the red pill?
Yes.
And that's kind of like with me. I would have a certain amount of discernment, and the red pill dudes would be like, yo, why don't you want to be with us? And I'm like, no, I don't know what it is about y'all, but something's demonic about y'all. And I would start saying red pill dudes are gay. I would literally say that. And I would be like, yo, those dudes are gay. And I'm like, the red pill ideology is meant to make young men gay. And I'm not against gay people, but do you remember me saying that a long time ago?
A long time ago.
And
the premise that we're talking about here is almost the same thing that happened there.
Yes. And that's how I'm feeling, because this is how I'm feeling in Private Nobody or a name.
Private Nobody. This is why I'm so jittery, because I keep running into the same problem. In the red pill space, I'm like, I don't want to be here. These guys something's wrong, right? I go to the church, something's wrong. Red pill space, something is wrong. And then I come into the political space, right? And I'm like, Charlie Kirk, because like I said, I exposed the whole Diddy situation, right? I got 1 million views on a video where I literally broke down the tunnels that were actually under Diddy's house. So, and that is the reason why they raided his house, because there was tunnels under his house. And I'm the one who broke that story. So it wasn't just Charlie Kirk, but and you know what? With Diddy, this is just a side note.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about him back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And the gayism that was in rap back then.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hear it.
Yes.
So he's been at that for the longest time. Again, demonic.
Yeah. And I don't want to demonize gay people. I don't want to do that. And you're not doing it, but I don't want the conversation to seem like that. So I'm not saying you said anything wrong, but I don't want to do that to people, right?
This is my problem with it. Is when you perpetrate a fraud, you give a presentation as one way, but you're actually doing another. I give more respect
with Charlie Kirk with the religion. Just say what you're trying to do. If you running a cult, stop running around saying you love God. Do your thing. Some people don't believe in God, and they be like, I don't believe in God. And I respect those people. Just like you said, do not show yourself as a false prophet. Just be who you are. So when I get into this political world and I'm just speaking on different things, and I see all these different people talking about different things, I'm like, nah, I don't want to talk about exploding microphones. I don't want to talk about ballistics. I want to talk about the trafficking, right? And people are like, ooh, I don't want to talk about trafficking. Ooh. You know, other content creators are like, I'm scared of that. No, because you're gonna get your channel demonetized and all this other stuff. You're gonna get, you know, sued or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. But the thing about it is, I'm like, I don't care because that's where I need to be. You know, so it's like here, I'm like, damn, why nobody don't fuck with me? You know, everybody's doing content with each other. It's because I am on the trafficking stuff and nobody else wants to touch it. But the thing about it is I have to stay with what I'm doing. So I'm sitting here now like, damn, I'm starting to realize that Charlie Kirk was evil. And I'm over here digging up, you know, Candace Owens and champion Candace Owens. Candace Owens fans are going to hate me because I'm about to show everybody that her best friend was a demon. So I'm like, damn, again. I keep I keep ostracizing myself from environments because I'm able to discern more than other people. You know, other people like would blindly follow something, and I'm like, no, that's demonic. No, that's wrong. Just like with a red pill space. That shit is demonic. And I'm like, yo, why don't y'all see this? And people don't want to see. It's not that they can't see, they don't want to see. So I'm like, damn, it's happening again. I'm about to shit on Charlie Kirk, and everybody's just gonna leave.
Now, so I'll take that one step further.
Go ahead.
I'll take that one step further. And I love Candace. I love her presentation, her research, her journalism, all top notch. But she's riding in a boat that's flawed also. So,
first of all, we're all flawed. I'm riding a boat that's flawed myself.
No. But what I'm saying is that those that call themselves Christians and in her case, Catholic, and if anybody knows the history of the Catholic Church, you would not be in that organization. Point blank, end of story.
Well, let's not demonize.
Let me put it to you this way.
Hold on. Let's not demonize one particular religion. I want to demonize all of them. I don't want to separate one of them and say this one is worse than that one. I think religion as a whole is meant to separate us. You know, this person is Catholic. This person is Baptist. This person is Christian. This person is atheist. This person is Jehovah's Witness. Now we're all over here looking at each other like, I don't trust you because you're this and that. This is the problem. So
Amen.
You saying she's Catholic is going to denote that something else is better than Catholic. And I don't want to do that because that is part of the divisiveness. Go ahead.
Okay, just like I said earlier from the beginning, all of the Bibles that they use, this one fact is true. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. There's only one church that started on the day of Pentecost. Only one. That means everybody else is out of the way. Catholic, Jehovah, all the ones that you just mentioned are not in the Bible.
Okay.
So therefore, they, like you said, they're all in the same boat. If they're not preaching 100% out of the Bible regarding the New Testament, then they're out of the way.
And
wait, I
want to say this. If they're not preaching, Candace is not preaching.
She's advocating.
No, she's not
for
preaching.
her faith. No.
I have not heard a word of anything having to do with the Bible or anything from Candace.
Oh yeah,
and hold on. And I've been watching and following Candace since she was in a relationship space. Do you know she was in a relationship space?
Yes.
She was talking about single motherhood, right? So I've been knew about Candace. She's never necessarily just been a Bible thumper. But Charlie Kirk, on the other hand, Jesus, 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 God, 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 God. He literally labels himself as an evangelist. So do you understand the difference between Charlie Kirk, who labels himself as an evangelist, and Candace Owens, that labels herself as a reporter or a journalist?
Yes, clear
Now
distinction.
you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So the preacher is the problem. I'm not, because like I said, I don't want to demonize a religion. If you believe in this, that's between you and your family. I'm not going to demonize that. But when you come out as a preacher of something, now you are judged. That's my point. You understand what I'm saying?
Got you.
All right. So let me go to Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, this is the first time I'm on here. I've caught one of your videos today for the first time.
Really?
You know,
okay.
Candace is on her own journey, and she's a woman of God, and I truly believe that. But you are speaking to my soul, because the devil is in the details. Religion is dividing everyone. There's too much evil in this whole situation with Charlie Kirk. And as people of God, as people who love God, who have a personal relationship with God and with Jesus Christ, we see the inconsistencies. We see the things that make us ask questions and say, this just isn't right. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to your podcast today, and I'm going, we are living in a Game of Thrones like movie where I feel like I'm watching, you know, when the scene right before Joffrey dies, and the little performers are out there, the little people performers are out there. I feel like that's Charlie Kirk's team at that event. That, you know, we see that it is a definite operation. You know, Charlie was too smart not to have known about it.
And he knew he was going to die on the tent.
So they are playing us.
Yes.
We see it. We have a relationship with Jesus, and we know it doesn't add up.
It doesn't.
And we're sitting here we're getting played. And I just love the fact that there's people like you out there, and, you know, some of the others that I've seen you on podcasts with, that are actually just speaking as normal humans who love God, saying, hey, man, we're not buying it.
Yeah. So I just had to mute you for a second. Probably nobody with some background noise, so I'll mute you. But
no worries. I was watching on my iPad, but I'm on my phone with this.
Yeah. But all together, what do y'all think about my just my hypothesis of Charlie Kirk being a demon? And it's not Erika that's the demon, it's Charlie Kirk that's the demon. And she is just like, because a long time ago, I was just like, how is it, or how can it be that Charlie Kirk did not know Erika Kirk was doing all this Romanian angel shit? Like, her mother is a demon. Like,
he had to have known.
Not know this, right?
He had to have known her backstory.
Yes. So now it's because he was a demon also.
I'm not quite there yet, just because it would take a lot for me to say that about somebody. Just because, like, that's for God. That's for God, in my opinion, you know, with me, at least where I'm at in my faith. I'm just now starting to kind of explore the fact that there are demons.
So let me say this, and this is in all fairity to you, right? So I just want to, you know, give you some grace. The human brain, because I come from the background of neurology. I'm not a neurologist, but I spent a lot of time studying the brain, not psychology, not relationships, not men, not women, but the human brain, right? I know about the amygdala. I know about the limbic system. I know about cortisol comes from your adrenal glands. I know about the biology of things, right? So from a biological standpoint, our jobs as humans is to do our best at identifying objects, people, and places in order to get an understanding of what's hurtful and what's helpful, right?
Yes.
So when I say Charlie Kirk is a demon, I'm not even saying like he's this monster or whatever. I'm saying he's not good. Okay. So I just wanted to say that, because when I say demon and all this other stuff, I'm not necessarily talking like from the Bible or he's a he's a devil, right? I
That's
just
fair.
see him as, I identify him as a negative part of this entire story, right?
Well,
So
for sure,
yeah.
because in the way that he communicated and in the way that he kind of married politics with faith,
Which you
that's
can't
just,
do.
you cannot do that. That's unnatural.
Right.
They just don't go together. As I've
Right.
looked for them to go together, you
Mhm.
know, because you want to love God, love country, but I feel it in my
We are not
bones. I
God. So
feel it in my bones that it is
yeah,
not natural. It
because
is
you got
not
the
natural.
flesh and then you got the spiritual, right?
Yes.
And you can't operate in your flesh and operate in your spirit. You have to
Mm-mm.
follow your spirit, because the
and the
flesh
word
is
makes,
always going to let you down. You chase the
and even
flesh,
though,
you're going to always get hurt, right? Go ahead, Private Nobody.
and the word makes that very clear. Love
Yes.
not the world, nor the things of that are in the world.
Yes.
Those that are, we are in the world, but we don't have to be of the world.
Yes.
And to make it very plain and simple, being that Satan is the God of this world, small g, all the governments of the world are under his domain until Christ returns. So therefore, the true believers are not involved in the politics of God. That's why I said all politicians are servants of Satan.
Yes.
I said that in the chat. And so these are
I say the
simplistic
same thing
truths
about
that,
pastors.
exactly. Any
said the same thing
pastor
about
that's
pastors.
involved in politics, he's a false prophet.
Yeah.
Now, to get back to the point that you both of you were just speaking of with regards to Charlie, what illuminated in my mind is based on what Candace brought forth today. It goes to show that Charlie did not start out his program the way he ended up. He did not have religion or God involved in his program. He was just dealing with the economics and all the other things that go along with it that affected the youth. After that guy got involved, the old man,
Bill Montgomery.
Then he started to turn, and he was groomed to do what he did at the end. So yes, I believe he had knowledge of what was going on.
But we all have choice.
Exactly.
And if you're a young man, because I made a choice to never do drugs. I've never smoked weed. I've never did any drugs of any sort ever in my life. I've drank, but I've never did any drug. And of course, aspirin, shit like that. But I was around it. But I made a choice as a young man to not do any drug, no smoking weed, no take a nothing ever, because I simply didn't want to do it. I didn't go to church. I always just looked at everything around me as bad, including the adults, my own mother. I love my mother, but she was a single mom and she left my dad. And I seen that as bad. So I didn't really trust my own mother, because I'm like, you took me from my dad. And it may be a good reason. Maybe my dad was crazy or whatever. I don't know, right? Because I would never know, because I was a kid, So the thing about it is, and I wasn't like under my mom and dad at the same time. So he was probably abusive. I don't know, but that's something I would never know because my mom passed away. But the thing about it is, I did not even trust her, because she hurt me by taking me from my dad, even though that could have saved me if my dad was a terrible person, because I know my dad, but I didn't know my dad back then. You know, he old, he's 75 years old. Of course, he's nice now, but I didn't know my dad when he was 30, when he was out here with the women. I don't know what he was doing, you know, so he could have been bad. So, but that made me say, I can't trust my mother. I can't trust my dad, because he was okay with not being in my life when we left. So I ain't trust him either. So
well, guess what the word says.
What?
The word says, trust no man. So you're darn right.
Yeah. So I didn't trust my mom. I didn't trust my dad. I ain't trust my friends because they smoking weed. They drinking. I ain't trust girls. I didn't trust my teachers. I didn't trust nobody. And I'm an only child, right? So I always felt like, am I wrong for not trusting people? And I would follow my discernment, and my discernment would confirm not to trust these people. So
yeah, it sounded like what you were saying earlier with the poltergeist situation, that you learned at a very early age how to recognize evil. But then me in my life, I've been through a lot of valleys of learning where I have just been way too naive and trusting. And so I tend to give people more grace because I've walked that life. I'm 51 years old now, and I've walked that life. And so when it comes to like Charlie, I want to give him grace. When it comes to Erika, I want to give her grace. But then my brain, my logical brain, because I'm a very academic person, says no, you know, in a lot of areas, because it just doesn't add up. The math does not math, you know? And so, yeah, the discernment is a very, very, you know, it's an incredible strength, but we all gain it and we all build it at different times in our lives. And so that's where my grace comes in. Until I know, I don't know.
Shout out to Candace. But
shout out to Candace.
What's going on, man? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just want to, you guys can hear me okay?
Nobody, just unmute when you need to. You just have a lot of feedback. So I'm not muting you because I don't want you to talk. It's just a lot of feedback. So you can unmute whenever you want to. Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, so it's I just want to do a little clarification on what you guys were talking about earlier. That you like, you said you were Christian fundamentalist and not necessarily, you know, like an evangelical. And I agree. Like fundamentalist is like you going back to what the book actually says, and you don't really get that in a lot of church. You get a lot of interpretations. You don't get back to what the word actually says. The same thing with our country and the Constitution. A lot of our leaders, if you listen to what they're saying, they don't really talk about what's the actual book that we're supposed to be following, which is the Constitution, freedom of speech and all of that. And they tell on themselves all the time. Now, what you were talking about with them not having many, as a Christian, you're not supposed to have fundamentalists. You're not supposed to have many gods. And it was interesting that you were able to catch on that. Because if you, like in Revelation, it actually talks about, you know, the Antichrist is going to come and he's going to establish a one world religion, which means he's going to cobble together all the religions. If you look at what Charlie Kirk, even up to his last day, he was talking about, I'm cool with the Mormons. I'm good with the Mormons. Then I'm good with the Catholics. And then he even brought in the Hindus. There's a lot of Indian people that work for him. So it's like this cobbling together of all these religions. And that's where that, I guess that term was talking about the ecumenical. I can't really say it, but you're cobbling together all these religions. And I couldn't help but think about the book of Revelation is talking about the new Antichrist. When he comes together, he's going to cobble together all the religions and they're going to make one new one world religion. So it was interesting to hear, you know, that, you know, what was talking about. And not only the cobbling together of all the religions, you made a comment, and I'm just gonna disagree slightly, but you made a comment. You said Donald Trump was free to be evil once Charlie Kirk made his sacrifice.
Yeah.
I think the Trojan House in the White House, and even though Donald Trump, I'm not saying that he's an angel, but I think the Trojan House in the White House is J.D. Vance.
Okay. If
you remember what you said, and I agree, you said he was good the first time, but the second time he was like a while, he wasn't as good. He's showing his evil.
Yeah, because he's free to be evil now.
Right. Now, who would you prefer? Me, I like the Donald Trump alongside Mike Pence in the first term. Donald Trump alongside J.D. Vance is a completely different person. If you could ever go back, I don't know if you remember when there was the big debacle with the with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine.
Yeah,
they had the big falling out.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that, when Zelensky was talking about the problems that he had with Russia, Donald Trump was he was a little bit conciliatory. He was quiet. He was kind of listening. And J.D. Vance, he tapped Donald Trump's leg and he cut Zelensky off, and he's like, you know what, you're being disrespectful, and he completely turned up on him. Now, with Donald Trump in the room, he's not going to let anybody be more alpha than him. So once J.D. Vance turned up, now Donald Trump had to turn up. And you watched in real time the influence that J.D. Vance has on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The whole technocrat thing that they're taking over. The ex guy, the hyper billionaire, Elon, yes. Elon, yeah, he was instrumental in getting J.D. Vance the vice presidential job. I wasn't Trump's pick.
No, Peter Thiel.
Yeah, Peter Thiel too, but it was
with Palantir.
Yes, Palantir, right? And J.D. Vance is very pro police state. All the flock cameras and the surveillance state. He's turning this country into a police state using the technocrats and the Palantir and all of this surveillance state that the IDF does back in that little country in the Middle East. And he has to do that to be able to turn the country back to the image that they want to have the country turn to, based on that book that you were talking about by the girl named Alice. So J.D. Vance, I think, is the Trojan horse that they needed to insert, and that's influenced Donald Trump. I'm not saying that Donald Trump, I'm not saying, not excusing anything that he said, but you can see a decided turn in the policy. If you look at what's going on with ICE, every time there's an issue that comes out, every time there's a shooting, every time there's a beating, J.D. Vance is there to stir it up online.
Yes.
And get everybody at loggerheads. He's not tamping anything down.
He's right.
Setting up, and he is the one that's turning Trump up and turning the whole country up. He's the one that's doing it.
Okay. And let me put a correction on that.
I just want to say something real quick. Just something for y'all to think about. Charlie Kirk has 11 letters in his name. Donald Trump has 11 letters in his name. 4 plus 7, because Donald Trump is the 47th president, equals 11. Just something for y'all to think about. But go ahead, Private Nobody.
Okay, a lot of times we get influenced by the people that are in front of us. I'm a historian. I'm 64 years old. I've been studying since my teens.
Okay.
The people in front of us are puppets. They're not the true power. The true power you don't often see, although they're more visible in this generation than they were in the past. And these people are working together. Ever since the people who tried to overthrow the church in France back in 1776, they were broken up. And what a lot of people call the Illuminati, the Masons, etc., they were broken up into small groups, but they all worked together for the same goal, and that is to have that one world government.
Yeah.
They've been after that for centuries. And when I say they, I'm talking about the evil spirits.
Yeah. Good night, free speech. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they are raging in the earth now. You can see all the activity that's going on around the world. And that's inspired by the evil spirits behind these leaders. This is why the thing that you were focusing on, and it's something that has been throughout the ages, that pedophile activity.
Wait, please.
Oh,
please.
excuse me. The tadpoles activity, has always been part of those people that ruled. You go all the way back to Sodom and Gomorrah, all the way up to today, you find that activity going on. Because the God of this world loves to destroy innocence.
Yeah.
They used to throw the babies into the fire to Moloch. That's all in the Bible. So this is not new, but that is a tendency, a trait that you've seen throughout all of the hierarchy of government in this world.
Yeah.
So the road that you're going down, you're going to see it. The more you get into it, it's prevalent. It's almost mandatory if you're going to get into that club. You're going to have to do something wherein you're disgracing yourself. You're sacrificing yourself. And oftentimes, go ahead.
And that's the conundrum I've always dealt with, because like I said, because of my discernment, other people are okay with going wherever their place is. They're okay. They'll just jump in the car and just go. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to go. Why? Because I don't want to go. Right. And I will always just stay back, and it was like, I think it's important for all of us to be able to be okay with not going when everybody is going,
Yeah.
And in the movie Boys in the Hood, I forgot what his name was, but he was like, yo, let me out. Let me out.
Yeah.
Let me out.
He wasn't with it.
So I'm the person who's just like, let me out, and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy because I see something. I don't want to go, right? Because I have to operate off my own fruition and not somebody else's, And I think it's something that keeps happening. And hold on, I forgot. I ain't got now super chat. I mean, I ain't said nothing about no super chat. So shout out to 14, 18, 21. You gave the gift of you have the gift of discernment, prophetic and chosen. Shout out to Allie. Hold on. Allie, you still in here? I was so caught up. I ain't even seen your super chat. Allie. Great, shout out.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cash app. Cash app. Thank you for the cash app.
Shout out to Allie. Allie says, awesome. I believe in you. Thanks for advocating for the touchy subjects. Some churches are sus, and you know what I went through. Exactly. So shout out to Allie. I don't know if you're still in here. And yeah, I don't. I ain't even pay attention to the darn super chats. But yeah, so I know a lot of people don't went to bed. But yeah. So I enjoy my discernment. I appreciate my discernment, but my discernment keeps me out of certain rooms. But just like y'all are saying, some rooms you don't need to be in, but other people don't know how to say no. Go ahead.
I've been the same way throughout my life.
Yeah.
I always was separated. And I think that came from my father, who was a very spiritual man. And he was sort of like an outcast because he had revelation. He had sight. God had given him visions.
Yeah.
And some of the things he told me 30, 40, 50 years ago are happening now. So he was also prophetic also. It's, it's one of the things that stands out where he talked about in the end times that the woman will be the problem. And sure enough, we got feminism. He said they will flood, and he said this about 40 years ago, that they will flood this country with immigration to destabilize the country, to take over America, to disarm, so it can come into the New World Order. Because right now, we're the last bastion in the world where the citizens can bear arms.
And it just came out today. I think I got the video because I think I downloaded it. It might be, let me see if I can find it real quick. But the woman was just saying, she was saying, listen to this. Donald Trump is about to try to stop us from bearing arms. And I was like, oh shit. She just said it today. Oh, here it is. I got it. Damn. I be downloading the hell out of stuff. Hold on. I'm about to show it to y'all. So I'm glad you just said that because it goes right along with this video that I downloaded about 2 hours ago because it all makes sense. We're the last country that is okay with their citizens bearing arms. And now, and this is what I'm saying, y'all, he is now free to be evil. So check this out. This is crazy.
He's going to try to take your guns.
Yep.
All right, hold on a second. All right,
18 Jones. He's going to come for your guns. He's going to try to take your guns. Not the libtards. Your orange Jesus is going to try to take them. Look at this.
Well, that being said, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns. You can't walk in with guns. You can't do that. It's just a very unfortunate.
Some of us tried to tell you. Some of us tried to tell you authoritarian regimes do not allow their citizenry to have guns. They don't allow them to be armed. What do you have to say about this? Huh? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting that the Second Amendment could be actually taken down by your guy. You sure on that position about Alex Preddy? You sure? You want to go with he shouldn't have been armed? Because he's rocking with it. He's going to take that and roll with it.
So according to what she's saying, that Minnesota situation was an act.
A psyop.
That was a psyop meant to make it look like, see, this is the reason why people don't need to have guns. If he didn't have a gun, he wouldn't have died. He died because he had a gun. So let's take everybody's gun away because I'm just sick of all this stuff. Every time you turn around, has something to do with a gun. Just take all of them. And shout out to Gene Sweeney. Thank you so much for the super chat. But it's a narrative.
And just so you know, that's the future. That's what we're seeing in ICE. That's the future of policing. The reason why ICE acts like that, and the reason why they don't care, is because we can't prosecute them and we can't sue them. No, we can't. They have almost they're indemnified, so they have qualified immunity, and they're indemnified from ever being sued.
Yeah,
the police in our local jurisdiction, they have qualified immunity. So you can sue them, but it's very hard. They have qualified immunity.
That's
and
correct.
there's another side of this too. Shout out to Simply Tales. Thank you so much for the $5 cash app. Simply Tales, thank you so much for the $25 super cash app. For the next person, please. Great show as usual. Thank you. So, in my opinion, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this. They're so aggressive. They want somebody to shoot them.
Yes.
They're waiting on somebody like, you know what? No, I'm not with it. You better back off. Better pop, 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 pop. And then that's when our guns going to get taken away. Because somebody's going to be like, bro, what is you doing? And you're going to be like, yo, back off. I'm telling you now. And then he's going to be like, bop, 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 bop. And they're going to be like, take the guns away.
Yeah, but
that's when it's going to happen.
Some people are seeing through the charade. Yes, they're trying to incite.
Mm-hmm. They're inciting.
I just responded to what's his name? He has a YouTube channel. He was an ex-police officer. And he said something that made me respond, because what I wanted to show him. Go ahead.
The fat dude that be kissing ass. What is it?
Officer Tatum? I don't.
Tatum? No, not him.
Dude? Oh.
Okay. I was going. Okay.
What I wanted to show him is that history is repeating itself, and that this is being staged so they can usher in the brown coats for the entire country.
Yeah.
ICE is that sample.
Yep.
Yep. And that's the precursor to the copycat that all your local police departments are going to employ that tactics. When Trump was running for president, he had proposed indemnifying local police, the way ICE is, so that you have no recourse at all. That he was proposing that. The reason why ICE are able to do it so brazenly is because we have no recourse. The police, your local police departments, they don't necessarily have a problem with the tactics that's being used. They have a problem with it being done so brazenly and indiscriminately.
What is the difference between ICE and the police?
ICE is federal. ICE is federal police. So you can sue your state and county police. It's very difficult because to get around qualified immunity is very difficult.
Yeah.
Your federal police basically have almost absolute immunity unless the AG decides to charge them, which is almost never going to happen. It's very, very hard. And when Donald Trump was running for president, he had proposed indemnifying your local police, which would effectively make them just like the federal police. Yeah. When people were saying, "Oh, well, the federal, they just need to be trained more," I'm like, "What? They don't have any incentive to be trained better. They don't have any incentive to act less than indiscriminate the way they have. Because what are we going to do? We can't do anything.
We can't do anything."
And there was a whistleblower in the ICE that basically said that the police were a lot of the local police in Minnesota, they're upset. And you know why they were upset?
Because they're jealous.
They said they're upset with the way that they're doing it. They didn't say they're upset with what they're doing.
Yeah.
They accept a lot of what they're hearing is a lot of the local police were upset the way that they're doing it because it makes them look bad.
Yeah.
Police are very, very
It does
skilled.
make the police look bad. You're right.
Because your local police departments are that's why they have an information, like they have a whole section just based on sending out information. The police are very, very good when it comes to your local police department, your county. When it comes to when something goes down, they put somebody in front of the camera, they sanitize the situation, they make it. These guys, why Trump fired that guy, the head of ICE in Minnesota, is because what they were saying was so outlandish. They were doing a terrible job of cleaning it up after the fact.
Yeah.
it was so obvious.
Yeah.
So what you see in there them doing is to get you naturally
agitated.
Right. And eventually you're going to get used to seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that when your local police does it, it's like the Overton window.
Oh, right? Yes. The Overton window. You get so used to. So it's like this. If we're used to these idiots doing all this, we're going to start being okay with whatever the police do it because the police is better than ICE. Well, at least I'm not ICE. Okay. Okay. You're right.
They do it now. Yeah. When you hear people argue with the police and say how they're being strong-handed and they're not following the Constitution, what's the first thing they say? They say, "Oh, you want to go to China and see how their police do it?"
Yep.
So they always will send you to the extreme. They say, "Oh, you want to go to Mexico and see how their police do it?" to make themselves good. So they do it now. Instead of following what the Constitution says.
Yeah.
That's why they say right now a traffic stop can be the most dangerous thing that you can get involved with the police, because so much turn out bad, people getting killed or maimed or broken bones at traffic stops.
Yeah.
Not actual crimes. And YouTube is full of them. All these different attorneys bringing all these cases out about what's happening at these traffic stops. And yes, they're getting just as bad as ICE or the Chinese police.
Yeah.
It's just as bad because that is the tone that's going to be for the whole world.
So let me say this.
The Chinese, they don't even pretend.
Hold on. Let me say this. This is very important, especially for men. One of the most important books I've ever read in my life is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence
People. Very good book.
That book saved my life in so many different ways due to the fact that I know how to control another person's emotions. So as an example, because remember I said everything is a choice, and I'm not saying people who get hurt by the police is because of them, but you don't get what you want, you get what you negotiate, right? So when I get pulled over by the police, say I know I did something wrong, right? I'm just gonna be like, I know I did it. Yeah, I did it. Some people say never say that because you don't want to get out of a ticket. I don't care about the ticket. I don't want to die. So what I do is, and I don't say the same thing every time, but what I do is I let the police know, like, yo, I'm going to control your environment. I'm going to make you feel safe walking up to me. So the second you walk up to me, you know I'm in control because of what I just did. As an example, when it's nighttime and I get pulled over, I instantly turn on all the dome lights and roll the windows down, part way, because my back windows are tinted. The reason why I do that is because I want to make the police officer feel comfortable. It's like having a chick come over your house. You want to have some wine out or something like that so she can feel comfortable over your house. So I look at the police officer like a woman. So even though I don't want this police officer to pull me over, I got to do what I can to make this police officer feel comfortable, just like I would make a woman feel comfortable at my house. So I will be conversational because a police officers trained to start you talking. So I'm gonna start talking before you want me to talk. I'm gonna ask you, hey, what's going on? What ship you working today? I'm gonna ask you stuff. So because they usually say, hey, where you going? I'm gonna ask him where he going. You see what I'm saying? And me talking to him is so abnormal. He's gonna be like, oh, okay, this guy ain't doing nothing. He's doing it.
The good thing about that is when you asking him questions, that means you ain't answering no questions. So you ain't incriminating yourself.
I'm asking him questions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm in control. And the thing about it is police actually don't want to be in control. They want things to go like
Smooth.
easy, right? So the reason why police start pulling out their guns or you want to go to jail is because they're losing control and threatening to take you out the car and all this other shit is them trying to gain control back because they're scared. Police are very scared because they have a hard job, not because
they don't have a hard job. I'm sorry.
Okay, my opinion is that they have a hard job. It's nowhere in hell I want to be walking up to random ass people cars.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
If you Google the 10 most dangerous jobs, police are not going to be on there.
That's not my point.
Well, let me just
hold on. Wait. Okay. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I didn't say it's a most dangerous job. Like being on the side of a building and wiping the windows is a more dangerous job. Cutting down trees with those tree cutting the thing that pick up the whole tree and all this other shit and that's a hard ass job. Oil drillings, that's a hard ass job, but that does not say that police don't have hard jobs.
So can I just give you just like a okay? And I'm not saying it's like the easiest job. It can have hard moments, but just want to give you just a little bit of reference. Truck drivers rank as a more dangerous job than police officers. Landscapers rank as a more dangerous job than police officers. You're more likely to get hurt as a truck driver or a landscaper. Now, the reason why
understand what's your point of saying?
My point is the reason why we give police officers favor and the exceptions and the power that they have is because we have a perception about how dangerous their job is. And the reason we have that perception, I'll just tell you right now, for me, my favorite show was for Hawaii Five-0. Pick your favorite police show. Everybody has one. And in every episode, my guy, McGarrett, got shot at. Every episode. Subconsciously, I'm thinking police have a dangerous job.
Hold on. You're deviating from the conversation. And respectfully, I want to be smart.
Yeah.
I don't care about who has a harder job. That's not the point. Like my whole point was utilizing the book. I make police officers feel comfortable. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in health insurance.
Health insurance.
Yeah.
Somebody calling you wanting health insurance or dealing with health insurance, can they make your job easier by operating in a way that you want them to operate?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you might think you have a hard job in a certain type of way, but the customer, if they make your job easier, you're happier. And that is my point. I didn't say they have the hardest job. I don't care who has a harder job than police. My point is my job is to make their jobs seem easier when they pull me over. I want them to like me. Like I got arrested because I did not pay a ticket, right? They loved me because I got pulled over and it was about to snow. And I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, you didn't pay the ticket. You got a bench warrant. I literally had to go to jail, right? I was like, okay. I have two cell phones. I grabbed both my cell phones, handed it to the police officer. I said, I got to park my car up at that Quick Trip. I'll meet you there. He said, whoa. I said, bro, I just gave you both of my phones. I'm black. You actually think I'm going to give you both of my phones and I'm going to just leave without my phones. I'll meet you at the Quick Trip. I dictated. I did not say, can I? I didn't say, I don't want to, because of course they're going to tow my car. No, I'll meet you at the Quick Trip. He got his ass in the car, and I drove to the Quick Trip. When I got to the Quick Trip, it's about to snow. It's cold outside. He's still waiting on because he needs to know where to take me because I'm about to go to jail. I'm like, bro, can you arrest me? It's cold outside. He's like, what? Bro, it's cold, man. Like, come on. He's like, okay. So I locked my car up and he put me in the back of the car. He's like, yo, I ain't never in my life had nobody just say, can you arrest me? I'm like, I'm finna go to jail. I don't care. I'm gonna get back out. It's not a big deal. We had a great conversation driving there. So my point is, I have a mindset of if I take your threat away from you, I have the power. Because the only power to a certain degree a police officer has is you want to go to jail or you want to go home. You can take me to jail. I'm cool. He ain't got no power now, unless he want to shoot me or something.
It's you, and I think you're giving sound advice. I think that is sound advice. I think like I'm never the one that's going off. I think you need to have control of your emotions. Me personally, I've watched thousands of videos and a lot of body camera. That's the channel that I'm trying to do with police, and I kind of have even talking to police. There's a police officer named Dominic Izzo, and he talks about when he was a police. And he talks about all the shitty things he used to do to people. And he said, and one of the things he said was he had so much power as a police to do whatever he wanted that it was the most addictive thing that he ever had to do.
Yes.
And they're not going to give that power up. Even though our Constitution says they're supposed to serve the people.
You don't have the power. See, the thing about it is, and this comes from the book. When you make the police officer feel like he's in control, I gave him the ability to be in control. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I gave him the ability to be in control. It's like having your girlfriend. It's like having your girlfriend, right? And you say, she live with you, you pay all the bills. Say you pay all the bills, right? And you like let her tell you what to do, right? And she's like, you didn't do this. Okay, I got you, right? I'll take care of it, right? And you listen. You gave her control, which means you are the one that's in control because you're the giver of control. So I put myself in a position where I am the giver of control, because the key to being in control is by giving it away. It's by delegating it. So as long as you dictate the options, not commands, the options to the police or to whomever, they now have to pick one. And if they're picking an option, who is in control? You.
Exactly. Now, I can summarize that from the good book. And that is humility. Humility gives people options.
Yes.
Because the biggest, you talked about, DC was talking about how
the most dangerous person is one that does not think they have options.
There you go, because they feel that they're in the corner.
Yes. You give them options, they feel safe.
Right. There's a principle in the 48 Laws of Power that also brings that out also. So you want your adversary to feel that they're in control, but at the same time, you're dictating terms. And when you inflate the other's ego, now you de-escalate any type of animosity that the cop might have had when he got out of the car. It flips the script because he's coming at you with the script. All police officers are trained having a script to get you to talk, to incriminate yourself.
Yeah, how fast you think you were going?
But if I start talking to you and you start incriminating yourself, if I be like, all right, damn man, you caught me. I did a U-turn. I did a U-turn in the middle of the street one time, right? And I got pulled over. I was like, where the hell was you at? You know, I don't light on. He came up. Where the hell was you at? Huh? What? Where was you? Like, what in the world? You just came out of nowhere. He was like, oh, I'm over there. Damn, I thought I was going to be able to do my little U-turn and get up out of here. Damn. I'm yelling. I'm yelling at him. But he's like, it's all good. Guess what? He didn't give me a ticket because I was yelling. Because I was joking with him like, damn, all right, you got me. Another time I get pulled over. I was weaving. I forgot what was going on. I wasn't drinking, but he was like, yeah, I see you weaving. I was like, man, and I had my phone. I think it was because of my phone. I had my phone like in a little thing where my cup holder is. And I'm like, man, my dumb ass over here looking at YouTube videos. I know it's against the law to have your phone looking at TV, but that's no type of ticket. That's a $15 ticket. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie.
I hope you're not in California.
I'm in Atlanta. So I'm like,
okay.
But I want y'all to think about the mentality. He's not going to give me a ticket, even if it's an offense. I'm like, my dumb ass looking at YouTube videos. He's like, that's not good. I know. I need to cut this shit off. I'm cussing in there. I need to cut this shit off. Next thing you know, he's like, just be careful. Didn't even get my license. Just let me go. Because his job is to see if I'm drunk, to see if I'm a drug dealer, to see if I'm this. But if I'm up here criticizing myself, calling myself stupid, and saying I did something wrong, I ain't got no drugs. I ain't drunk. Because who's crazy enough to do that? They're like, all right. Because they're not here to pick me up. They're here to go after the bad guys. I'm just a dude that's looking at YouTube videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
One last thing.
I'm the wrong guy to talk about.
Hold on. Wait. One last example. I get pulled over. It was a woman. Hey, la da da da. I'm like, I'm a little embarrassed. She's like, why? Look, I showed the phone. There's a girl twerking. I'm like, I'm over here looking at ass and I don't weed. I'm sorry. She's like, she busted out laughing. She can't give me no ticket. I'm like, do y'all understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Like, you gotta be able to do something to make the person feel comfortable, and they're not gonna do nothing because they're not here for you. They're like, all right. Yeah,
I agree with everything you said, except that they're not here for you. You probably your reaction to control the interaction is what gets you out of tickets. So I agree with that. I disagree with that. Like, they're here for anyone that can advance their career, and in Hawaii,
I'm not going to advance their career.
Well, right, because I just to let you know,
right?
In Tennessee, 80% of the people that they pull over and charge with a DUI have no drugs in their system, but that doesn't affect them.
They're not going to give me no DUI if I was in Tennessee, because I'm going to have them laughing.
I'm
too likable for you to. They didn't even want to lock me up when they locked me up. I told them to lock me up.
Okay, I know what DC talking about, and it's actually a program that they're doing. This is why they get a high conviction rate. When they
that's the most money they make.
Hold on. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, when they see out-of-state tags, so say for instance you're from Georgia and you're going to Tennessee, Highway Patrol more than likely will stop you. And they create DUIs. You might not even been drinking or anything. Now, some of the things that you've done in the past might work. By the way, in all my encounters also, I never got a ticket. So although I do mine's a little bit different from you, but the simple theme is to make them feel comfortable and put them in charge and give them options. I do the same.
You give them options.
And it has worked out for me also. But I have to agree with DC. There's certain places in this country where nothing means nothing. They just want to get the quota.
And they make a lot of it's when you hear
that's their major revenue.
Yeah, that's their major revenue. That's how they get advanced in their career. That's how they get notoriety. And it's not by DUI convictions. In Hawaii, the Hawaii Police Department, 80% of their convictions their DUI arrests had to be thrown out because there is not just there's less than the DUI, it's zero evidence of drugs or alcohol.
DC,
yeah.
I just need y'all to understand. Because I understand what y'all are saying. I get it. But I am the person. See, I'm the one man that is guaranteed to get in the draws and get out of tickets because I know how to talk to everybody. Okay? Those are the two things that I'm famous for. Like I know how to talk, so I don't care what it is. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get in something that I want or get out of something that I don't want. I can do it. That's all. I get it.
And I do it similarly too. I don't have the humor and the charisma like you do. You're kind of like my older brother is the same way like you. I don't have the charisma. I've seen too much of them, but I don't get tickets too, but I think it's more to do with when I live closer to DC, to Washington, DC, I used to get pulled over all the time. I had guns pulled on me, and it wasn't like I was a criminal. I was going to school. As I moved further out into the suburbs, I got pulled over once in the last 20 years. I don't get pulled over. And I think it has to do with where you live and how the police act where you live. They know who to pick on.
I got out of a situation where I was about to get killed. I drove for Uber when I first started my entrepreneurial world or thing. For like 2 years, I was driving Uber, right? I picked up, and this is a true story. I picked up somebody, and it was a Uber share. Right, so you picking up different people, right?
Yeah.
I had a guy sitting in the back seat, older guy, and then we're picking up some girl, right? And this is just like about manipulating the police. And I get to the spot, and it's two guys, not a girl. So I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" Yeah, we get, and he gets in the car. I'm like, "Yo, it's a girl." Yeah, she called the Uber for us. I'm like, this is a share ride, and it's two of y'all. He said, it's okay. He got in the back seat. He got in the front seat. We're not doing this. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll take one of y'all, but one of y'all got to get out. The dude in the back said, no, it's okay. Just drive. I said, it's not okay. One of y'all got to get out, right? The dude pull out a pow in the back seat and put it back to my head. I gave him options. I said, bro, you actually gonna pow me in front of wherever y'all at. So you're gonna hit me, pow me, and blood gonna be all over the place. And then what? I ain't got no money and blood gonna be all over the place. Then what you gonna do? You still gonna have to walk to wherever you going or catch another Uber. So it will make more sense to just go on and get out and just get your girl to call another Uber, because I'm not going nowhere since you don't pull the pow on me. You think I'm dumb? You want to put me in it? You think you're gonna have me drive, and I'm gonna be in a ditch somewhere? I ain't going nowhere. You just gonna have to pow me, get blood all over the place. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. I gave him an option. You can either do it or you can get the hell out. They got out of the car. The dude in the back seat gave me all the money that was in his wallet because he thought he was about to die. But do y'all understand what y'all saying?
That's a customer service principle that they actually pay a lot of money. It's called solutions with options. And that's exactly
options.
what you do.
No matter what it is, I gave on the option. You can do this and have a bad situation because now you got a murder charge for what? Or either you could just get out and go about your business.
Yeah. I do think you giving sound. I do think you're giving sound advice. And it's something that people should heed. It's just we kind of get off my fault because when I look at the institution of policing in this country, the way it's done, a lot of people analyze them as if it's an apples to apples comparison. It's not. They're not. They're not the same. Yeah.
What about the institution of DC? The institution of you. Mm-hmm. See, I don't care about the institution of policing. They care about the institution of Mr. Let Go. I'm the institution. Okay. I don't give a damn about now other institutions. I don't give a damn police, college. I don't give a shit. I'm the institution. All right. So they need to worry about the institution of me. I don't worry about the institution of them because I am in control of every environment I'm in. Period. So does that help out a little bit?
It helps. It helps out a lot.
Okay, now let me put some caution around this.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is spot on in a lot of things that I per se practice.
Mm-hmm.
But before I got to that point, there's a mindset that you have to develop to get to that point.
Yes.
And although the advice is good, I would say that 90% of the people are not ready to apply those principles. This has to be built up.
It's because you
have to train yourself.
Their nervous system is totally different than mine.
Exactly.
Because you have to have a certain type of nervous system to operate when somebody got a blank to your head and they telling you to drive.
Yeah.
Other people, they'll just start driving, end up being put in a ditch. And because you start driving and they got a gun, oh yeah, they're gonna rob everybody in the car because now they can take you anywhere. Make this left, make this right. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm sitting in the middle of the street and it's cars all over the place, we at a gas station, you ain't finna shoot me right here. Like, get the hell out of my car. You feel me? But I'm not gonna say get the hell out of my car. I'm gonna paint a picture of what's going to happen if they pick option one. And then I'm gonna paint a picture that is even more delightful than one in option two. And that's gonna simply make them wanna pick option two. But if I don't have a nervous system, I'm gonna be like,
that's the majority of the people.
Voice is gonna be shaky, and they're not gonna believe me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because even when like your private nobody's saying is true. Like even like you get pulled over by it, like the hair in the back of your neck starts standing up. Your heart starts and then they're gonna come over there, start asking you questions. They
I'm
have
not
the
shaking.
gun. That's why very, very expensive attorneys will tell you, shut your effing mouth and say as little as possible.
Exactly.
I say the most as possible.
And maybe we can get to where you're at.
Because the one thing they want to know is if they can catch you inebriated. So the more I talk, the more they can smell my breath, the more they can listen to my tonality. And because of my nervous system that other people don't have, I'm not jittery and I'm not shaky and I'm not scared. So they don't notice anything about me, so they leave me alone. So somebody else, yes, they're gonna.
Yes, you're not typical. Like you're exactly like my you're like my older brother that lives in Miami. Anytime he gets pulled over, the cops end up starting laughing. But that's how he is everywhere he goes. He lights up a room. It doesn't matter where he goes. And that's that's not typical.
That's why I say I had to caution that, because I can see based on his personality and the psychology he's using. This is something that my father taught me very, very young. He said about 95% of life is psychological and the remaining is physical. You master
biological. Can I change that for you? It's
well, they go hand in hand. It actually goes hand in hand because the psychological affects the biological. You know, the thoughts and the neurons and everything that are they go together.
Everything biological is psychological because your biology controls everything. Your amygdala and you know the way your brain wiring. So the psychological side is kind of like the now. The biological side is the precursor. No,
some people would
listen. Go ahead. So if I can change my biology by understanding that I'm in control of my nervous system, right? When I get in a situation, I don't have to use psychology because I'm already there with the biology. See, a lot of things about tonality is about mannerism, right? And it's about body language. If you don't have those three, you can do all the psychological shit you want. They're not going to believe you. You're just going to be saying a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Mr. Let Go. All those things you just mentioned, how do they affect the other person psychologically? All those things that they witness in you has a psychological effect on them. Some people
that's their psychology on me. My biology starts. See, remember, I'm talking about biology, my body, how I sit, how I see, how I look at the person,
your posture,
my posture, how I move my hands. You know, I don't sit there like, yes, sir, no, sir. I don't do nothing with my hands. I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting here, show me your hands. I've never had nobody tell me show my hands. So it's about how I move and it makes them feel comfortable. So I'm affecting their psychology because of my biology. Everything is about physiological first before psychological. Psychological is after physiological.
Okay, now some people would look at it a different way. They would say the spiritual affects the physical. The spiritual affects the biological. The spiritual affects the psychological. Because you take the spirit away, the body has no function. It all starts with because this body is only a shell of your spirit.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying.
I think I get what you're saying. I think what he's saying is basically like your psyche. Like for me, you guys can probably tell I'm a little bit chubby. My psyche, like when I get stressed, I eat sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to control that. You know, I need to control being stressed all the time. I'll eat sugar. I put on weight, and now that affects my biology. You know,
can I say something?
Exactly.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Do you know why you're stressed?
I know my stressors.
What? Name one.
Honestly, listen to other people's problems.
Say it again.
Listening to I work in healthcare, so I hear a lot of people's problems all the time.
Oh, that
stresses me out all the time.
I'm in the legal profession, so I can relate.
Why do you care?
I mean, because I care because I can't give I can give a lot of solutions, and that gives you a little bit of, satisfaction from being able to provide solutions. But in healthcare,
why does it give you satisfaction?
Well, in healthcare, you can't. What stresses me is I can't give everyone a solution. But
why does it feel satisfying when you give good solutions? Why do you care? Either way,
I guess. I mean,
do you see how that's a stressor? See, I don't care. Just like
giving people solutions is my job, so I feel like for me to be able to do it good, for me to be able to do that as highest, I feel like I have to care.
So I think that's an issue with a lot of people. I'm a coach, right?
Yeah.
I give advice or I ask questions and help them answer their own problem, right? But regardless of what, I have a mentality or an ideology that says I'm never going to care about you more than you do. So I don't give a shit. So if I give you some information and some tools, I don't give a damn if you use them or not, because apparently you don't care. And if you don't care, I don't care. But if you care, I can care with you. Does that make sense? So my job is just to give you the information, give you the tools, and let you go on about your business. I don't care what you do with it.
So you say you were a coach. So you think, like, if I was to hire a personal trainer, for example, right, to get me back in shape,
yeah,
you think that would be a quality that I would look in that I want to look for in a personal trainer? One that just gives me the tools and it's up to me whether I use it or not, and not really care one way or the other?
Yes, because it's not my body, it's your body. So the first thing I'm going to say is, how bad do you want to change your body? And then you say real bad, I'm going to repeat that to you when you give up. I'm not going to care. I'm going to be like, wait, you said you cared. So do you want to do this or do you not? Because I'm going to give you some options. I'm going to be like, you can stay the way you are and have the same life, or you can get your ass over here and do what I asked you to do, because I'm good. So what are you going to do? Not what I ain't going to do nothing. What are you going to do? And it's going to be up to you to do that yourself. It's about whether you care. I'm not going to ever care. I don't care about my kids more than they care about themselves. If my kids want to go be a crackhead prostitute, I told them a long time ago when they was little, if you want to go be a drug addict or whatever, you ain't living in my house. I'm going to bring you some McDonald's and some hand sanitizer, because I don't want your little nasty hands touching me. I'm going to drop you some McDonald's little cheeseburger under the bridge, and I'm going to sanitize my hands after I leave. Play with me if you want to. This is your life. You're going to do what I asked you to do, or I'm going to bring you some McDonald's under the damn bridge. Do some stupid shit if you want to. You been looking crazy. You ain't living in my damn house.
Now that sounds like my father a little bit. And one of the girls tested it, and she was only around 15 years old, got pregnant. So you got to get out of here. Because
I wouldn't do that. That's different. I say crack.
Well, his position based on his religious beliefs, his spiritual beliefs. I really don't like to use that word religion. By having her there out of wedlock, it was like condoning sin. He said he can't have sin under his roof.
So he don't have sex?
As a married man, he did, yes.
Was he having sex before he was married?
What makes him married? What makes him married?
Exactly. Good question.
If you read there, well, that's what we're going back to the Bible before. When Jacob was wed to Leah,
right?
They didn't have a pastor. They didn't have a government signed contract.
Right.
He got permission from her oldest male relative. He labored her in the tent, and that was his wife. You see, the church, what Mr. Letgo was talking about earlier on, has put in with the government.
It convoluted everything.
And your pastor signs a marriage certificate from the state of whatever, insert whatever state you're from, Atlanta, wherever. He signs a marriage certificate with that government. And that government also says that the types of marriages that government condones is nothing like the types of marriages that are in the book that he's purporting to preach to his people.
Okay. I'm in the legal profession.
And we were born in sin.
Okay. Like I stated earlier, I'm in the legal profession, and that's one of the things that I focus on. First of all, I teach people how to come out of the public and operate in the private. And one of the things for those that call themselves married through the state is that you have to unwind that, because when people got married through the church, and if that pastor or whoever that official was saying, and this power invested me by the state of, that's not a marriage before God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all,
Correct.
They are operating what they called legal persons. So by wedding through the state, you have your person, her person, and the state. It's a three-way contract. It actually is a trust. And by doing that, that's how they get jurisdiction over the marriage.
And your kid.
And ain't nobody gonna have jurisdiction on my damn marriage. Everybody kiss my ass. Ain't no way in hell.
I remember what we said earlier, right? What you said, Mr. Private Nobody, earlier is that the leaders of the government are led by the Prince of the Air, who is
correct.
House Satan.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you get married under the state, you get married under a evil demonic government.
Amen. Facts. So we're all in agreement there.
And speaking of evil and demonic, I want to show y'all a picture. I don't know if y'all were watching when I brought up Kai Cenat. Some of y'all may have seen. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know he had these issues you're speaking of.
Yeah, he's now a sissy.
No, that is not.
He's dressing like a woman. I don't care. So this man was on top of the world.
This is not AI.
He was on. No, that's him. That's his. He's in fashion. Okay, and that's what's happening. So this is all demonic. So there's a woman. I forgot her first name. Her last name is Barakovich, and all of these people go to her to do devil worshiping. I knew exactly what it was the first time I seen it. I think I deleted the Barakovich stuff, but I'm looking now to see if I still have it. But altogether, it's here it is. Every time I see a young black man want to get into fashion, it's demonic.
And her work
is
the
Metropolitan
they have that what they call a familiar spirit.
Yeah, it's all demonic.
Her name is Marina Abramovich, and her work has been featured everywhere from the Metropolitan Museum of Art to a Microsoft commercial. But who is she, and why does she possess such enigmatic appeal to the world's elite?
I am obsessed with this woman. She is so incredible.
It's time we investigate who really is.
Which I had opposed. Have to sign the contract with me. They have to give me the.
So, and I'm not just being all over the place. I'm just giving y'all another example of when it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a demon. Okay. This young man is now possessed by the evil people. It's over. So same thing with Charlie Kirk. It is over. I see it instantly. It's done. He's probably going to be dead in the next 2 years because they either going to kill him or either he's going to end up on crack or some shit. It always happens.
Kids watch him.
It's over for him. I would suggest you to tell your kids that he's no longer him. It's over.
Yep.
He's gonna be running down the side of a freeway with drawers on. Who was just run down the side of the freeway with drawers on? The sissy country black dude. What's his name? The sissy country.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. They married the blonde chick. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, the country singer dude. He's gay. Lil Nas
X.
Oh, Lil Nas X.
X. Yeah.
Wasn't he just walking down the street with drawers on?
I didn't hear that one.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, I'm not gonna play it, but just look up Lil Nas X on your phone right now if you want to. Lil Nas X walking down the street in his drawers. He's literally in a psychiatric ward. That's what
they
you turn gay, and then they don't be gay. They turn you gay, and then you end up just losing your mind, and you just end up walking down the street in your drawers. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about with Lil Nas X walking down the street in his jaws. That's old news. Yes, that happened last year, long time ago.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Casanat, in about another year or so, he's gonna be walking down the street in his drawers gay.
It's like they saying, man, all money ain't good money.
Yep.
Well, he had the money. That's what's crazy. He had the money. He had the money, but he wants power. He had the money. He's a streamer.
So he got seduced by the strong delusion that the people that would grant that to him, they have to be paid.
They have to be paid with his life.
Exactly.
Yep. See, once you start getting a whole bunch of views and all this other stuff, somebody's gonna come see you.
That's correct.
So you guys remember when they announced that they found Charlie Kirk shooter, and the FBI director Kash Patel had said something to the effect of, rest easy now, Charlie. We have the watch, and I'll see you again in Valhalla.
Yep.
What is he talking about? Like, I'm going to see you. Charlie's supposedly Christian. He is supposedly Kash Patel is supposedly Hindu. How are they going to meet up in this place, this mystical place called Valhalla?
Valhalla is the actual place. Is on Epstein Island.
Oh, that's where it is?
You can look it up. It's on Epstein Island. And
I didn't know that.
I got the watch. I think that means I got your back. Because he may still be alive. So
here's what's crazy, right? Here's what's crazy, right? In Revelation, the Antichrist, it says that he's going to get a mortal wound that's going to appear that he's dead. Yep. But he's not dead.
He's not dead.
And Kirk, the meaning of the his name Kirk is church.
The
Antichrist. He doesn't have all the characteristics given to that particular leader.
Characteristics. He's charismatic. He's young, influential.
And
I don't know.
Do y'all know?
I don't see that.
Do y'all know the story of what he was doing when he met the old dude? Do y'all know?
What, his first organization?
Yeah, this guy Barron was talking about it on his podcast when he first met him. They went on the road. Like, first of all, how did his parents, Charlie Kirk, let a 21-year-old give up college and go on the road with a
60-something-year-old? Wait. 18 years old. 18 years old.
The point of arresting Diddy was to shut down inquiry in.
I think they did it to get all the data away from Diddy because he was being sued in civil court. And so they arrest Diddy. What they just are now dead.
The famous really
point steadily grows. College.
They need to get you under somebody. If you're influential, they need to get you under somebody. If you're influential, they need to get you under somebody.
When Charlie is 18 years old, he speaks at a college. He just seems like any other young American conservative. But at that college, he catches someone's eye.
There's always going to be somebody that's going to come see you.
Will Montgomery sees that Charlie gets attention. While other conservative speakers are boring, young people listen to Charlie Kirk. A month later, in September 2012, he and the 18-year-old launched Turning Point USA.
What Turning Point USA stands for, what we're trying to do is we're going into the high schools and the colleges to challenge these textbooks that publish flat out falsehoods and fallacies.
It's a nonprofit organization established to promote conservative values, specifically among young Americans through high school and college.
And at this particular time, Candace Owens admitted that she had a handler.
She didn't realize it at first.
Huh?
She didn't realize it initially.
She didn't realize it. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember when Candace Owens admitted that she had a handler and she didn't know about it.
college campuses.
I'm only 19 years old. I'm fighting this fight every single day. I get through to college campuses, high schools. I debate professors. I debate socialists.
It's not an immediate success, but Turning Point steadily grows into something larger than Charlie.
We'll probably recruit 4,000 to 5,000 new students, collect their data. We'll probably recruit 4,000 to 5,000 new students, collect their data. We'll probably recruit 4,000 to 5,000 new students, collect their data.
See, that's who Charlie Kirk was then. He was a quirky, weirdo cornball that was being used by this old man, and he's collecting thousands of students' data, and the old man was selling it to IHOP, and IHOP was giving him money, and they were using the money that they got from IHOP to run Turning Point USA. Unbeknownst to Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA is coming from Alice Bailey, and it's a theological meaning behind Turning Point, and it came from Alice Bailey.
Now I'm wondering, because Candace showed today there were a line of people that all knew each other. So this happenstance of, seeing Charlie at 18 appears to be hogwash, because they have been monitoring him already. He went to these special schools, etc.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they knew the person that you just mentioned. Huh?
His dad worked for Trump.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. So it's all tied together.
Mm-hmm.
These are Satan's kids.
Yep.
These are Satan's
kids. What I've
kids.
been saying from day one is Charlie Kirk's dad worked with Donald Trump, and it had something to do with the Trump Towers. Helped him design it, build it, some shit. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so Alice Bailey, she is the creator of the 10-point plan to destroy Christianity. So Charlie Kirk and everything having to do with Turning Point USA is a demonic cult that is meant to literally take over the world, along with Donald Trump.
But a lot of what she's talking about was already outlined
by me.
No, by Aleister Crowley. The head of the Church of Satan. A lot of people follow his works also. But that was one of his premier thing, was to destroy Christianity. And he had a plan on how they are to do it. Yeah. And then the Zionists, which is a branch of that also, had their points to destroy Christianity. And then you had the Catholic organization, they had their plan to destroy Protestantism, which they pretty much have done already. So all the emphasis are against the true believers of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice in the world right now, who is the most persecuted that you don't hear on the news? The Christians.
Yeah. Let me show you.
Now this was prophesied, so it's not even new.
Hold on.
Charlie Kirk. It isn't even. This part is the lineage behind it.
See, I've been talking about this shit for the longest. Everybody's just catching up to me. Candace is just catching up to me.
Everybody, Charlie Kirk.
Everybody been catching
it
up.
Isn't even TPUSA. The strangest part is the lineage behind it. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino wrote a book called Mind War while stationed at the Presidio in San Francisco. Not a self-help book, not a political rant, a blueprint for psychological warfare.
He's a disciple of Crowley.
Narrative control, cognitive terrain.
Oh, you look at
and Aquino
eyebrows,
was also an open Satanist. He never hid it, never denied it.
Aquino and his wife, you are a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. Correct. Now, and how does the Army feel about you being head of the Temple of Set?
The Army has known about my religion for the entire span of my Army career, which began in 1968. And there was a reasonable amount of curiosity, as there has been all the way along, with what exactly is this strange and unusual thing. And I've talked about it in much the same way that I've talked here today on your show about it. And other than that, the Army has paid very little attention to it, the same as it would to anybody who is, say, a follower of Hinduism or of Buddhism or any other slightly unusual religion today.
So you just go about your army duties and it's fine and okay? Yeah.
Now here's the part people skip past. Aquino didn't write Mind War alone. His collaborative with retired Major General Paul E. Vallely.
And Vallely is on the board of Turning Point USA.
Forward. Vallely sits on the board at Turning Point USA. So take a step back. Strip away the merch, the slogans, the crowd noise. What is TPUSA actually doing? It's not just debating ideas. It's persuasion at scale. Changing minds. Moving groups. Steering perception. And when the same people tied to a psychological warfare playbook are embedded inside a movement built to shape mass belief, coincidence stops being a useful explanation. This isn't about symbols. This is about methods. Because Mind War doesn't care what flag you wave. It only cares that you don't notice you're waving it.
You're starting to convince me now. I didn't want, when you said, like we were focusing on Erika Kirk, and you said, no, Charlie is in on it too. I wasn't getting there, but now because I've had this conversation on a different podcast, and we're like, because it's not just Erika, all these other weirdos that surround him, and we started thinking, how could he, if he was so smart, how would he have all of these questionable characters around? Like, how did he not know that he was like in a cesspool of these bad characters? Not just Erika Kirk, even his chief of staff Mikey, and all of those people. And now you got to say, well, maybe he wasn't innocent on it.
So remember, I said earlier that I always find myself wanting to get out of the car because I don't want to go. The reason why nobody wants to see Charlie Kirk as the demon is because they want to go. Charlie Kirk was the way. Charlie Kirk is the wave. Charlie Kirk is the thing to talk about on YouTube. You'll get a lot of views. Oh, Charlie Kirk, right? So you kind of like gotta, because a lot of people who talk about Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk, they get a lot more live viewers. They got a lot more views than me because they aren't talking about these things here. They like to stay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody makes their own choices, and people have families and stuff, and they don't want to get into this type of stuff, right? But I've been going down this rabbit hole through the entire time, and everybody look at me like, I like Miss Lego, but now because he talking about trafficking, he talking about devil worshiping, he talking about he's saying Charlie Kirk is a problem. They don't want to talk about how Charlie Kirk is part of the problem. They want to ignore Charlie Kirk being a problem, and they want to just get their views and say Erika Kirk, Erika Kirk, Erika Kirk, Erika Kirk, Erika Kirk, everything. Erika Kirk, Erika Kirk, Candace Owens versus Erika Kirk. No. See, the thing about it is, say I wanted to be like chummy with Candace. Do you think I would be able to be chummy with Candace and be on her show and all this other stuff? And I'm over here shitting on Charlie Kirk, calling him a demon?
Absolutely not.
Her best friend? No. So they can't talk about the things that I'm talking about because then whoever it is, because everybody has the leeway to do whatever they want to do, and they got families to feed. They gotta be like Erika Kirk, but not Charlie. Charlie was amazing. Yay! Because Candace loves Charlie Kirk.
The only one that I've seen that slightly deviates off the path is Didi with a podcast.
Yeah,
he doesn't eat. He doesn't drink everything.
Yes, he's super dope. And they don't talk about him either. The two people that none of them ever talk about is me and Didi with a podcast. You never hear him say our names.
They talk about Carson and all that.
Actually, Didi is starting to be talked about now, but for a long time he wasn't.
You get what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah. I just gotta give you a shout out, Mr. Lego. Like, I remember the first time it happened, and you started talking about the rogue mic, and that was your theory. and you never got off of it. Now, you know, everybody, like, there are more and more, you know, really, really big podcasters.
Everybody talking about it.
Everybody like, you know what? I don't think he actually got shot anymore. Now I think it's the mic, you know. And I remember when it first came out, there were people that tried to get you off of that, and they were talking about, you know, and all, you know, they were trying to make it sound like it's, you know, pie in the sky. But
it all came from me.
When did you
You're the first one I heard saying that.
When Candace is saying Truman Show over and over again, I'm the one who brought up the Truman Show.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you brought up first.
Yes. I did 3 videos on the Truman Show, like way back then. Now everybody want to talk about the Truman Show,
right? And,
so,
nobody want to call your name.
Mike, Say it again.
You're like the Candyman. Nobody want to call your name.
It's okay.
Now, if you're talking about Truman Show, now you bring up the possibility he might not be dead.
And I said that too. I'm the only one who's saying that he may not be dead. I'm the one who said that.
I got to go back and watch the Truman Show then.
Oh, you didn't? Oh my God. Yeah. Did you?
I got to get the reference.
Oh, you didn't know the Truman Show. Oh my God. Yeah. Please go watch the Truman Show. But it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm about to go to bed. This was really great. I ain't even pay attention. Like, this was so much of a great conversation. I didn't realize how late it was.
Same here.
Well, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all being here, man. This was great, man. I just loved just dropping a link and having people come up and just have these conversations. So yeah, this was great.
It was great.
Well, the only reason why I came up is because you were speaking on things that nobody else is speaking on. And it resonated with me because I had similar thoughts.
Yeah.
And hey, thanks for the free coaching too, man. Now I gotta try to kick my sugar habit and get a coach. Thanks for the free.
Well,
coaching.
I was going to add to that. If what he said is, if you really want it, you can do it yourself. Everything that I basically learned in life, I went after it with a vengeance. I went to college for about a year. Other than that, all the knowledge that I acquire over the years is because I wanted it and I went after it. I'm in the legal profession, but I'm not a lawyer, but I train lawyers.
Okay.
Because you got to want it.
Yeah.
If you truly want it, you do it yourself. You can get on YouTube and find a routine or what have you and do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's about the routine. I just need to throw away all the cakes in my refrigerator. It's just
well, I want to say this. That's one methodology. My methodology is to not want it. So I don't believe in wanting, because my ideology, I would say, I study Taoism and I operate from a Taoism standpoint. The more you want, the more you are stressed. So the reason why you have all those cakes is because you want. And the less you want, the less you will consume, because you don't have the want. See, the thing about it is, we all have a choice, like I said before, and we all want all this food and all this money and all this that. But once you get it, then what? Half of the people who got all this money, they having sex with men, because once you get all this money and then you get all the women and you start having all these orgies with women because you can get whatever woman you want, then you start messing with men. So the thing about it is, the more you want, that's just like with Kai Cenat. He wants too much. Now he's wearing dresses. I say stop wanting. Stop wanting to lose weight. Just go in the gym and just go in there and start going to the gym to go to the gym, not to lose weight, to just go to the gym and just, get on something and look at other people. And you're going to be like, damn, that's cool. So that's like this. Then you're going to see somebody doing this. Then you're going to see somebody on this. You're like, damn, that looks cool. And guess what? You're just going to start doing stuff. And then when you start getting sore, you're like, yo, I had a workout. Okay. And then you're going to get in the mirror. You ain't going to see shit, but you're going to think you see some muscles because you ain't did nothing yet, right? But you're going to be like, oh, I see my shoulders. And next thing you know, you're naturally just going to start falling in love with your body getting better or going to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. I just go to the gym because it's a habit. I don't want to be no big old dude. I go to the gym almost every day. I ain't no big old dude. I ain't going crazy in there. I just go because my whole mindset is I have to earn my food. So before I eat, I gotta make some content or go to the gym. And if I don't make no content or if I don't go to the gym, I don't eat most of the time. Sometimes if I don't feel like doing it, I'm gonna eat. But altogether, I have to earn my food. Do you see how none of I'm saying has anything to do with wanting? Because my mindset is one of my principles is to want is to suffer. So I'm going to go suffer, and then I deserve some cake now. So you have to deserve the cake. So you got to go do something, go make some money, or go to the gym. Then you can eat the cake. And I would say don't eat the cake. But if you want to eat the cake, you got to earn it because we're men. Men have to earn stuff. Yeah. So I don't do nothing without earning it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a mindset of that's kind of like the opposite of wanting, because the problem is the more you want, you're going to get addicted to wanting. Next thing you know, you're going to keep wanting, and then you're going to overextend yourself. You're going to be even more stressed out.
And when you said that, a light just went off in my head, because what came back to me was the Bible verse where it says, "Want for nothing in this world."
Yes,
but to have a relationship with God. Yeah.
Yes.
And be content where you're at.
Yeah.
Not, you know.
Yeah.
Now, with regards to the weight thing, I've been through my experience. I was up to around 250, and I should have been around 185, 180. And to take a different route, but I got my result. You know, I wanted to lose weight. I researched the matter, and I found out that 70% of weight loss is just simply eating less, because we eat too much.
I asked the women. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so I had brought myself down to one meal a day. And then there was times I did intermittent fasting, and I lost 52 pounds in 30 days.
See, I believe in osmosis. I don't believe in wanting. See, to lose weight isn't to go in there and just start going crazy in the gym. It's to go in there and see everybody else's body. And you'll see the contrast between you and them. Then you can walk up to how you get the pecs or this. Oh, I do this. Oh, damn. Okay. And then you just pick up stuff or whatever, and you just around people. Osmosis is when you become what you're around, right?
Yeah.
You just go in the gym and just fumble around with stuff, and you're just going to start picking up stuff, and then you're going to get to know people, and you're going to be, what up? Now everybody knows you or whatever, and then the fine women in there, you're gonna be like, ooh, I might be able to get her if I stay here long enough. It's a lot of different variables that happens just being in the gym. And it's not about losing weight, gaining weight, getting stronger. It's just about going. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as osmosis, but you see how my mindset is so different.
Yeah, I definitely see. It's just like when they say, if you want to be successful, be around successful people. Mm-hmm. If you want to get fit, or be around fit people and see what they do and kind of, like you say, copy and paste.
Yeah. So, and if you want me to coach you,
that's definitely an approach. In my case, I did it solo. All I did is with what I already told you: stationary bike, calisthenics. I did it solo. I didn't have to be in the gym.
Yeah. And if you want me to coach you, just send me a DM on Instagram. I'll help you out.
Appreciate it, man.
Because remember, it's not about fat, weight. It's about what's causing your stress.
Yeah.
It's never about the food. It's never about the gym. It's about your brain. It's about your biology. Change your brain wiring and you'll change your body. It always starts from the inside and then the outside.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But
and what was his name? James Allen, as a man thinketh. And
he shall beeth.
What's that again?
He shall beeth.
For as a man thinketh, so is he.
So he is, yeah.
So is he. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it all starts from thought. That's the trigger. That's the energy.
Yeah.
That gets, those neurons going from the biological, and then it goes from there. So who was the other guy who said thoughts are things? And based on that, if you have control of your mind, something the Bible tells you to bring every thought into subjection to determine whether they're of God or not. So every thought has to be challenged. Every thought that you want to embellish to help you grow has to be embellished. Yeah. And then if you go on that cycle, on that road, then results will come. And I'm a perfect example of that. Like I said, I didn't go to school for the things I've learned, and I've been in many rooms. I've been with the lowest of lows and the highest of highs, based on what God allowed me to acquire with regards to knowledge. But it was something that was put in me, spiritual in nature, and had me from time to time, because there's times I go real focused. So I just shut out the world and I'm laser focused. Other times I'm a little bit more relaxed, what have you, until it's necessary to get focused again. And right now I'm in a focus period. And some of the things that we talked about tonight and what's going on in the world is all about bringing these things together to paint a picture of where we at and what is rapidly forthcoming.
That's right.
It's not pretty.
A mentor of mine, parasocial mentor, is Bruce Lipton. He wrote a book called The Biology of Belief. If you believe it, your cells would create it for you.
Bruce Lipton.
If you believe, Bruce Lipton, Lipton, The Biology of Belief. See, everything starts in your brain. So if you believe that you can do it, if you believe that you can lift like 300 pounds, you can lift 300 pounds at some point. Like
look at Anatoly. This guy must be 180 pounds, picking up 500-600 pounds.
Oh, you saying that? That's exactly who I was about to talk about. It's guys that are my size. They can lift 500 pounds. All you gotta do is go in there and just keep lifting. At some point, you'll lift it because it's not that serious. But y'all have a good rest of y'all night. I appreciate y'all.
Alrighty.
Great.
Thank you.
And y'all are always welcome, any other time.
All right. Peace be with you all.
All right. Y'all have a
good night.
And the chat.
Good night.
All right. And shout out to the chat for hanging out with us. I know it's late. And thank y'all for coming to my emergency live. I was like, it's emergency live. I was just anxious, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, we're gonna get it. Let's do it. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. And I'm gonna do another live tomorrow when I get my bearings about me or whatever. So I'm gonna schedule a live tomorrow and I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more. And so hold on, let me play this first before we go. Let's see. Where is the video? Okay, here we go. So before we go, check this out.
way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions. Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
Asia, you said you still didn't answer my question. Did you put it in the super chat? If you didn't put it in the super chat, like what are you talking about? What, I don't know your question. Like, we've been talking. I ain't really been looking at every, like, what's your question before I go? I love you, Bot Shannon. Bot Shannon is crazy. What's your question? I'm finna go. Come on, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You talking about answering a darn question. What? What's the question? What's the question? Aisha, what is the question that does not take you this long to ask a freaking question? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. And make sure to get my mother-daughter card game if y'all want it. I got more card games coming in by February 1st. So get your mother-daughter card game before they sell out. Talk to y'all later.